Welcome to my channel, people. I'm Double Six. I help men and boys to consume the right content to become more deadly and more dangerous. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 10 traits of a real man, starting with number 1. Real man is fair and he treats everybody the same. If you want to hear about my traits 1 to 10, stay tuned and I'll catch you on the other side. But like Bob Marley says, you can't please all the people all the time. Real men are not consumed by anger. Women love their children and their job. Don't really know if they kind of love men. Like the Godfather rule says, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. God put your ears in front of your mouth so you can hear what people are saying before you can speak. If you've got debts, pay them. If you owe people money, pay them. He grinds every day till the dirt is in his fingernails, till the blood is on his knuckles. So people, I'm going to talk to you today about the 10 traits of a real man. I think it's important to teach people what a real man really is. I think that I'm definitely a real man. I'm one of those man's man, and I'm here to share my ideas and my thinking to help men and boys become more deadly and more dangerous. I'm going to start with my 10 traits of what a real man is at a high level, then I'll flip back into them one by one. Trait number 1, a real man, he treats people fairly. He treats everybody the same. Trait number 2, a real man has no anger. He's not consumed by feminine energy and the feminine trait of anger. Trait number 3, a real man loves deeply. You heard me right. A real man loves deeply. Trait number 4, he leads people in the right way. Trait number 5, a real man respects his enemies. Trait number 6, a real man listens and takes advice. Trait number 7, a real man is obligated to fulfill his duties. Trait number 8, a real man is honourable and trustworthy. Trait number 9, a real man protects the vulnerable and the weak. Trait number 10, a real man is a positive, hardworking member of society. And the killer trait, the killer trait what I'm gonna give you, a real man is the head of his family. So let's run them down, traits 1 to 10, on what I believe the 10 traits of a real man to be. So start with number 1, a real man treats people fairly. I think that I'm the kind of man that treats everybody fairly. Like when I make a decision, it's a blanket decision and I try to treat people the same. And the repercussion of that is some people want to be favorites. Some people want you to give them special treatment, but a real man, he's like a judge sitting up there in a court, He just delivers his justice fairly, and justice is blind. And a real man treats people fairly like a court judge. And sometimes we get backlash for it. Sometimes people don't like us, but like Bob Marley says, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And that's what covers trait number 1, where a real man treats people fairly. Trait number 2, a real man doesn't show anger because anger is a feminine trait. I've made a video which I'm going to link to in the cards up there where I discuss, is anger a feminine trait? But real men are not consumed by anger, and anger is a feminine emotion that we learn from females. So I think that real men are not consumed by anger. A real man should be deadly and dangerous and know how to harness those emotions at the right and proper time, but a real man should not show anger. Trait number 3, a real man loves deeply. I think that women love their children and their job unconditionally. Don't really know if they kind of love men, but men, we actually love. We actually fall in love and love deeply. And when we fall in love, we provide and we protect, and that's how we show our love. And a real man should know how to fall in love deeply, because I think the trait of a real man is to know that he is able to fall in love. Trait number 4, a real man leads people in the right way. I think that leadership is something that is critical in being a real man. That doesn't mean that you have to be the boss at work or the director of a company. You just have to lead the people that are around you, the people that trust you. That could be your family, could be your friends, could be vulnerable people. Whoever you're around, you have to give people fairness, treat them fairly, treat them equally, and lead them in the right way. Lead them to make good and positive decisions in their life. Trait number 5, a real man respects his enemies. Like the Godfather rule says, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. A real man doesn't underestimate underestimate his enemies. A real man respects his enemies and respects the fact that these people can rain down destruction upon his life if he lets them get the jump on him. So a real man has to respect his enemies and not underestimate his enemies. Only a fool underestimates his enemies, but a real man does not underestimate his enemies at no turn. Yeah, at no turn. Trait number 6, a real man, he listens and takes advice. One of the tips that I got when I was a youngster and I was a hot stepper was that, I should listen more. God put your ears in front of your mouth so you can hear what people are saying before you can speak. I was taught to listen more than I speak. We don't know everything, and don't let our egos get in the way to let you think that you know everything. You're never too old to learn. You can always learn something new. So real men, they listen and take advice. Trait number 7, a real man is obligated to fulfill his duties. So your duties are whatever you choose to take on as your duties. Whatever your spiritual, social, emotional, financial duties, a real man is obligated to fulfill those duties. If you've got debts, pay them. If you owe people money, pay them. If you enter into a contract and that contract has stipulations, deliver and execute those stipulations to the T. Always fulfill your obligations. Always be a man of your word. Trait number 8 of a real man. A real man is honourable and trustworthy. You don't like teeth. Don't diss people. Don't take from people what is not yours. Don't take what's not owed to you. Be honourable. If you make a promise, keep that promise. A real man is honourable and trustworthy and sticks to his word. If you give me anything to put down, I'm gonna put it down for you until you ask me back for it. And when you ask me back for the thing that I put down, I'm gonna give it back to you exactly the way that you gave it to me, because I'm honourable and I'm trustworthy. And the 8th trait of a real man is to be honourable and trustworthy. Trait number 9, a real man protects the vulnerable. Protecting the vulnerable could be your children, could be your family, the people you love, because trait number 3, men, we actually love and we love deeply. So we have to protect the people that we love, and most importantly, protect the vulnerable. That could be animals, that could be people, whatever it may be. When you see someone is vulnerable and in a vulnerable position, always step forward to protect the vulnerable. It is an admirable trait of a real man to protect the vulnerable. Do not take advantage of people, because those same people can get strong and come back and diss you, and they'll end up being one of your enemies. So make sure that you protect the vulnerable. Trait number 10, ding, 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 we got to 10. A real man is a hard-working, productive member of society. Get up early, toil, plant the ground, reap what you sow. Men shall reap by the sweat of their brow. I'm telling you, yeah, be a hard-working member of society, a productive member of society, not a waste man. A real man is a hard-working, productive member of society. He grinds every day till the dirt is in his fingernails, till the blood is on his knuckles. Real men, we grind every day. That means you could be a warehouse worker, a forklift driver, a director of a big 50, 100 billion pound company. It don't matter. It's all just about being a hard-working, productive member of society. But my killer trait was my last but not least. If you're still with me on this video, I want you to comment if you think that my traits of 1 to 10 are actually, the traits of real men. So if you think there are additional traits of real men, I want you to comment on this video and tell me in the comment section below if I've missed anything out. But the last but not least, a real trait that I think that is one of the most important is that a real man is the head of his family. That doesn't mean that he's the boss of his family. That means he's the leader. That means he's right there on the front lines with everybody else. He's not back, being an armchair general. A real man is the leader of his family. He's the point of the spear. He's the first to step on the battlefield, and he's the last to step off the battlefield. A real man is a leader of his family. He gives fair judgments, treats everybody fairly, he loves deeply, he's honorable and trustworthy. He fulfills his duties, he keeps his promises, and a real man is on the front line. He's the point of the spear to be the leader, not the boss. The leader of his family. If you think I've missed anything out, put it in the comment section below. I'm really, really, really grateful if you've come this far on the video. So like and subscribe so that YouTube algorithm can promote this content and get it out to more people, more men and more boys, to help them become more deadly and more dangerous. On the next video, I'm going to talk to you about feminism and men's rights. I'm gonna hit that one, and I'm gonna start scratching the surface of feminism and men's rights. So catch you on the next one, people. Lick 'em all.